everyone! Welcome back to our English class. Today, we are going to talk about literary techniques in writing a play synopsis. Are you ready to listen? Then, let's begin. Let's define literary devices. These are techniques that writers use to create a special and pointed effect in writing, to convey information, or to help readers understand their writing on a deeper level. Literary devices have two aspects: literary elements or literary techniques. Let us focus on literary techniques. These are specific, deliberate constructions of language which an author uses to convey meaning. An author's use of a literary technique usually occurs with a single word or phrase, or a particular group of words or phrases at one single point in a text. These are the literary techniques. Let's discuss them one by one. The first one is colloquialism. It refers to expressions, words, and phrases that are used in informal, everyday speech, including slang. For example, gonna, which means going to, the bomb, or the best. The second one is euphemism. It is a polite expression used in a place of words or phrases that might otherwise be considered harsh or unpleasant. For example, passed away instead of died, between jobs instead of unemployed. We also have flashback. It is a literary device wherein the author depicts the occurrence of specific events which have taken place before the present time the narration is following. For example, back in the day when Sarah was a young girl. Then, hyperbole. It is deliberate exaggeration of actions and ideas for the sake of emphasis. For example, that suitcase weighed a ton. Another example, I haven't seen you in a million years. Next is imagery. It is used to create visual representations of actions, objects, and ideas in our mind in such a way that they appeal to our physical senses. Here are some examples. The room was dark and gloomy. The river was roaring in the mountains. We also have juxtaposition. It means placing contrasting elements next to one another in order to emphasize one or both, including words, scenes, or themes. Here are some examples. I hate loving you. And you will soon be asked to do great violence in the cause of good. Next is personification. It gives a thing, an idea, or an animal human qualities. Here are some examples. The stars winked in the night sky, and the cave mouth yawned. We also have symbolism. It is the use of a situation or element to represent a larger message, idea, or concept. Examples are: the color purple symbolizes royalty, and crows are used to symbolize a bad omen like death. Next is simile. It compares two distinct objects and draws similarity between them. Here are some examples. Our soldiers are as brave as lions, and her cheeks are red like a rose. The last one is metaphor. It is the opposite of simile. It compares without using the words ask and like. For example, the classroom was a zoo, and life is a roller coaster. Now, here are some techniques in writing a synopsis. The first one is the narrative arc. A synopsis conveys the narrative arc, an explanation of the problem or plot, the characters, and how story ends. It ensures character actions and motivations are realistic and make sense. It summarizes what happens and who changes from beginning to the end of the story. It gives agents a good and reliable preview of your writing skills. The next one is active voice. In writing the synopsis, use active voice and third person. Good writing skill is needed. The next one is unique point of view. In writing synopsis, ideas should have fresh and unique elements that set your story apart from other things they have seen. Then, story advancement. A synopsis should include the characters' feelings and emotions. You must use these elements to advance your plot and story. And the last one is to write clearly. Focus on clarity in your writing and avoid wordiness. Remember, less is more. Now, here are some things to avoid in writing a synopsis. Let's take note of them. The first one, you must avoid mentioning too many characters or events. Number 2, including too much detail about plot twists and turns. You don't want to tell the entire story. What you want to do is write a book summary with enough detail about the plot to intrigue the reader. And number 3, unnecessary detail, description, or explanation. Make each word in your synopsis count. Now that we're done, let's try this activity. Get a piece of paper and let's answer. I know you can do this. Identify the literary device used in each sentence. Number 1, Rita heard the last piece of pie calling her name. What do you think is the answer? Number 2, the stars are sparkling diamonds. And number 3, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Congratulations for completing this lesson. Thank you very much for watching and for listening. I will see you again. This is your Maestra Mela, always at your service.